This is Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by Tunde Ajayi, who clearly still has it, whatever it is. I'm scared to move any closer. I'm going to have to readjust the camera when he's finished, unless he's on exactly the same spot. It's appropriate that you're shadow boxing, because there was a bit of light sparring, shall we say, up on the stage, verbal sparring, verbal only. You said you were, a second away from taking it to the road. Just explain how under your skin, perhaps, Mr. Pat Barrett got.
You know, it's funny because, you know, we've all made an effort to change our lives. And boxing has been the instrument we've done that by. And so when you come from demographics or areas where myself and Pat have come from, you're trying to leave that behind. You're not trying to bring that to the current situation, because, you know, that's a paradigm I don't want to be involved in. And all I kept on thinking about is my son at home. I'm like, he's watching this. If he hasn't watched it now, he'll watch it back. Then I have to deal with a Nigerian father who's going to be questioning, saying, bruv, we wouldn't have saying bruv. yeah, for a start. But he was saying, you bring shame to the family. And I just can't allow that to happen. Not after so much hours of dedication and stuff like that. But Pat was close, you know, but I think I hold it together and try to be as professional as possible. But, you know, Pat doesn't mean it. Pat, it's a stage, it's a big stage. And as I said, myself and Anthony were lucky enough very early on in our career to fight in a Canelo's undercard. And then, you know, through our own sweat, make it to the top of the mountain and fight arguably one of the best light heavyweights of recent years. So we're used to the big occasion and the pressure, and we know how to deal with it. And it's unfortunate, but I know Pat will look back at this press conference in years to come and say, you know what, I learned something there today.
Do you take anything from his behaviour in terms of what's going on in the gym and what could go on in the corner on fight night?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I know about this. It's not even to do with confidence. It's just the occasion and how you respond to the occasion. It's when, I tell you, it's like when Canelo was different for us because we were the first on the card. There wasn't no one in the stadium. Probably, you know, our family, aunt's mum and stuff. Russia was a totally different thing. You know, we had a whole nation having to deal with that, the press, the weigh-in, the men coming up to our room, the cold showers, turning off our heating, stuff like that. So all of that made us respond in a certain way, react in a certain way, and that's what these occasions like this do. So I see it as, I'm not going to take too much from it, but they're showing, you know, they got to learn about this level a bit more.
Now, while you wouldn't have liked to have seen an incident like that, how satisfied were you with the response from your fighter, Anthony Yarde, and the kind of short speech he made on your behalf?
Yeah, I love that. Because, you know, people don't see the Anthony that I see. The Anthony that can literally become a volcano in a matter of seconds, like a Mike Tyson, in seconds. And you feel that energy, but you don't actually see it unless it's fight night. Obviously, the highest knockout ratio in the light heavyweights in this country. But Anthony's very composed, way more composed than me, always been more composed than me. And it's funny, even though I'm the older, even though he has so much respect for me, he's at times the one that says to me, calm down, calm down. You heard him up there where he said, let me talk. I was like, all right, okay, Dad. You get what I'm saying? So it was good for me to see that, because I know, you know, Anthony is storing something up, and I feel that December the 4th, the fans are going to be in for something special.
When you've watched the first fight back since, do you still have the same reflections on it that you had when you were there on the night in the corner?
Yeah, absolutely. I still thought we nicked it by a couple of rounds. So did Rishi Woodall. So did Ian John Lewis. 6 rounds by Ian. Don't know. Ian might have been watching a different fight. Yeah, but Ian's our mate, and I respect his opinion. And I can see how Ian scored it like that. I can also see how the other judges score like that. I respect judges. It's such a hard job, because you're getting perceptions at different angles of the ring, and oft times you can have different, and you'd be like, hold on, what fight was you watching? But it's happened in the gym with us. This is where the experience plays a part. I'll be on one side of the ring, and someone will throw a shot to Ant, and Ant will catch it, and then I'll like, Ant, and they're like, Unks, it didn't even touch me. And then I'll explain to him that, you see, it's perception. The only way that you clear any doubt is a knockout. And that's what we've always attempted to do. And that's what we're going to attempt to do December the 4th.
This time around, you've got James Cook as part of the team. He was there for not the last Lyndon fight, but the last fight you had.
Yes.
What difference, if any, has that made to the gym dynamic, having an extra person in there?
Knowledge is power. And you have to realise 99.9% of trainers have egos. The 0.1% being me, who ain't got ego.
I can just imagine people watching this. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh, but I can see the comments already in my head.
No. But on the real, there's not many trainers that don't want to take, are not humble enough to say, and let me not classify anyone, but there's not many people that are humble enough after basically, building something by yourself and with a few others, good people, to bring in somebody else. And I had to, and I take my hat off to James, because it's like he's an encyclopedia of knowledge. The man has so many stories. He's been in so many situations which are real life. And my whole energy, my whole spirit, my whole way, the way I am, has always been to benefit Anthony. I ain't worried about nothing else. I just want Anthony to benefit from everything. And if there's knowledge coming from the outside, I'm gonna make sure he has it. And James Cook has been wonderful.
And tangibly, what is that knowledge as it applies to Yarde's rematch with Arthur?
Tactics. Having, Colin Hart spoke to me earlier, off camera, and, he was asking me, like, me and Anthony are so close. It's great to have someone on the outside now that maybe can verbalize what I'm thinking, but for some reason I don't say it to Ant. James is like, jump on this guy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, James, in James's way. And so it's great for all of us to have that, because Anthony knows that if I don't say it, James is definitely going to say it, and that's just beautiful.
How much are you looking forward to the night itself? Because this could be a great redemption story, if you like.
And that's what it's about. Work your plan, stick to your plan. Regardless of what anybody says, we've stuck to our plan. And the journey continues December the 4th.
And assuming you get the win this time around, straight back in for a world title against Joe Smith Jr. potentially? Or is there the option of a third match, a rubber match?
Frank is the man. The magic man. Someone I've always put my trust in. Someone who has always delivered for me. And he has always delivered for most people. I think that many are not patient. But me and Anthony have showed our patience. We've shown our loyalty, and Frank has come through again. And you reward people who's low. Loyalty has a great price and reward, and I feel that I've shown that to Frank, and Anthony has showed that to Frank. And yeah, believe me, December the 4th is going to be an exciting night, and everybody, this should be pay-per-view. I'm just to be honest, because I've seen matches of lesser quality on pay-per-view, but this is a genuine match, and as Frank said, there's a lot on the line, and the best man will win.
Let me ask you this: you personally get a lot of stick on social media. Yeah, I'm sure you're shocked by that. Yeah. Do you feel you're misunderstood?
All greats are misunderstood.
That'll help.
And it's not to say that I'm anywhere near great. I'm nowhere near great because I still having training a world champion from the very beginning has still eluded me. So I've got no right to be calling myself great, but I'm talking about research. We were lucky enough to be invited to the premiere of King Richard, the Williams sisters' father, the other night. And what a story. I urge everybody to go and watch that November the 19th when it comes out. And again, I was so inspired by that because the man got everything. They said the same. I said, Ant, that sounds familiar. They said, they're the same things. You know, he thinks it's all about him. He just wants the limelight. Not knowing that the true intentions of this man was not money, because they wouldn't have turned down 3 million. So I don't want to ruin it for everybody. It was the well-being and the protection of his daughters. And in a similar way, that's all I'm worried about. I care for Anthony. I care for all my fighters. Bilal Ali, a young kid I don't want to mention right now because it's not his time right now. Frank Arnold. There's many. Haroon Headley, great trainer and someone who deserves a lot of respect, and he will get his respect. So yeah, I've just got my best intentions at heart.
Brilliant. Well, pleasure as always, and look forward to the fight.